Hey guys, how are you all doing today? It is Jav Master Flash, and I really hope you are well. So, we are at Baku. This is my qualifying run, but first of all, I thought I'd share this team. I know that qualifying is dry, and the race itself, it's in full wet conditions. I mean, absolutely hammering down with rain. So with park firming rules at the beginning of qualifying, I decided to sacrifice a little bit of time in quali to then go and have a better race, go into the race with a wet setup rather than a dry setup that I would normally use for quali and then just suck it and see in the race. However, with the walls being so unforgiving at Baku in the wet, I decided to opt for the wet setup, even though it's a dry track. So here is the actual wet setup that I used for the race. As you can see, qualifying, this is my last run in Q3. As you can see, it's lovely and dry, yet when we get into the race, it is absolutely lashing down with rain, and ain't nobody got time for that around Baku. If it was somewhere like Spa or Monza, I probably just would have gone with a dry setup and just dealt with all the difficulties that arose during the race but you can't mess, especially with the castle section and the high speed part of the circuit that comes straight after the castle section. It's not just after the castle section, it's down the hill all the way along the back straight into turn 1. It is a difficult place as well, especially in the wet with a dry setup. So yeah, that's my reasoning behind that, and I think this is what, third season now, and this is the first time that I've actually made certain calls in the game that have actually paid off. It went from heavy rain to light rain to then not raining at all. If it had been a longer race than 25%, I would have had to come in and put dry tyres on, but luckily it didn't come to that. However, I did have to make a pit stop for intermediates, but I got that call absolutely perfect. So yeah, even though it was a wet race and ain't nobody got time for the rain, especially in F1, managed to make all the calls that I made, and yeah, it pretty much paid off. I expected this really wet race to be very, very challenging, dull, boring, on edge, but it was quite enjoyable. I didn't think I'd find saying driving an F1 car in the wet around Baku was quite enjoyable, as Baku tends to be one of my dummy circuits anyway. But no, I had a really good fun, and just to help you guys out, if any of you need the help, the setup is available, or the setup I used, and if you have a look at the setup prior to me changing any of the values, that was also my dry setup as well. I know it would be a bit of a stop-start to the video to have the dry setup, but it was there prior to me changing any of the numeric values to the wet. But in qualifying 1 and qualifying 2, my teammate, he was absolutely flying. I think he posted in Q2, I think he posted a 1:36.9, but then his time sort of just disappeared.
Now that we've got some points on the board, let's continue this form and aim for another top 10 finish.
How he dropped off, but you can't change when you set up a car to go into qualifying 1. You can't change it. So unless he used up all of his tyre allocation, that can only be the reason for him to finish where he finished in Q3. That can be the only explanation. I can't imagine him needing engine parts, especially so far. He didn't say that he had engine issues or whatnot, so that can be the only explanation. But Hamilton only qualified in P4, and he had didn't have the best of races at all. So as you can see right there, it said heavy rain passes in 5 minutes. So I waited like an idiot. I actually was thinking, okay, this is a real slow formation lap, this has to be maybe 2 minutes. But then I thought, is it 2 minutes from, is it 5 minutes in totality from now, or is it 5 minutes into the race? So I just went with, it's 5 minutes into the race. And then changed my strategy, I think, midway through lap 2 to go on to the Inters, and then came into the pits at the end of lap 2, and I was really happy with I was just really happy with how it went and how everything seemed to click and fall into place, because wet races in F1 can be a bit of a nightmare, because good old Jeffrey, he definitely does give you some misinformation around the weather. For example, he'll turn around and say you're about to lose grip on your tyres when you've already lost grip 2 laps prior, or that he'll say you're at a crossover period now between wets and dries, and you think, right, okay, so do I come in, do I stay out? And then you come in to change over to dries on a recommendation of Jeff, and it's completely wrong. You are even slower on the dry set of tyres than you were on the wet, so you'd have no grip, or you slide off in turn 1 and smash your car to pieces. And these are all past experiences, so you can only go on what you're given. So I was really happy with myself that what I did in race actually paid off, which when something like that comes off, it's a little Brucey bonus. But we're just forming up on the grid. It's the Hamilton P4. Verstappen had a blinding race in the Haas F1 car. Fair play. The race was a bit all disjointed and whatnot, but the Red Bull guys definitely are the best second team on the grid. Slow start, could not find any grip at all. Vettel almost went up the inside of me. Had a really decent battle on lap 1 for position. I don't know what happened out of turn 2, but Vettel just took off the traction and just went for it. Just really went for it. But guys, hope you stick around to find out what happens. Too wide into, wow, I think Vettel touched the wall there, which then we bumped tyres. But hey, yeah, as I said, I hope you stick around to the end to find out what happens. All I know is that this was quite an enjoyable race, a wet race, and I hope that setup at the beginning helps. Hope you're all well, hope your families are all safe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace!
this lap. You are in first position, front of the pack. Vettel is behind you. Less than a second separate you. They're on fresh wets. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. 11 laps to go. A new strategy is available on the MFD. Is in for a stop. Go, go, go. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. fastest lap of the race. Keep this up.
track is drying, but it's going to take a while to clear the standing water off the line. Don't start thinking about slicks just yet. You're leading the pack. P1, Weber behind. Okay, the gap behind is 1.4 seconds. They're on fresh inters. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound. 7 laps to go. We're still happy that we're on the right tyres at the moment. Gap to teammate behind is 12.0 seconds. Radar's showing a clear patch on its way. There's about 10 more minutes of this rain. There's 5 laps of fuel remaining.
Need some energy harvesting? Reduce ERS deployment. Laps of fuel remaining. Weber is behind you. They're on fresh inters. Their tyres are 5 laps old. The time last lap was a 1 minute 56.2. Situation, but I don't think we have cause to move on to a different tyre yet. You are in first position, front of the pack. Weber behind. Our gap behind is 1.4 seconds. They're on old inters. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. 4 laps remaining. Situation is an interesting one, but I think the right call is to stick with what we've got right now. Laps of fuel remaining. That's a new fastest lap for the race. Less than a lap of fuel now. The tank is empty. Looks like the weather is going to dry up in about 5 minutes. Awesome driving today. That's 4 race wins in a row.
The Mercedes team pulled out a fantastic performance today. They should be proud. Anthony Davidson, what helped them deliver this result, do you think?
It's a heroic effort for any driver to race in conditions like these, and seeing them fight their way to the front was very special indeed. They were able to find all the grip, all the good lines, and had the confidence to get on the power to top it all off. That's what pushed them into first place here today.
Mercedes are on top form once again after an excellent race weekend. It's great to see them up on that podium once again. So let's review the updated driver standings. Joker increases their championship lead. After an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant?
For me, it's Kimi Raikkonen, someone who definitely doesn't get enough attention for how well he performs out on the track.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. Mercedes continue to extend their lead. It was also a strong Grand Prix from Haas F1 this weekend. Fantastic work from the American team to move themselves further up the table. Well, that was certainly an incredible weekend of racing. Be sure to join myself and Ant for more exciting Formula One action soon.